Could have started an hour ago? Yeah. Well, it's the yearly Persona 5. It's the yearly Persona 5 time. I'm just kidding. We're not playing this game. All right, get that out of here. Okay. Let's get on Higurashi. Yeah. We're not playing. Bro, you really thought I was gonna play Persona? Crazy. You're crazy if you thought I was gonna play Persona. Insanely delusional. All right, let me do that. Out my ears.
First you play Uma, which, let's be honest, is a game for babies. Then you bait me with P5 just to play Higurashi. There isn't even any high schooler to romance. How can you enjoy this? You better apologize for but really fucking mad.
Now what? Piano blows that ball. Now on hand, let's stay in the sags.
All right. Here we go. We had some tips we didn't do, right? My summer vacation picture diary. I ever tell you punch like a pansy? Listen, I'm obviously pulling my punch because do you think I want to punch my webcam, motherfucker? Today I went to the swimming pool with my mom. Uncle, fucking Akihito, you fucking cuck. Uncle Akihito came with us too. I don't like him because he's sometimes mean to me, but he's a very kind and funny old man. What if Uncle Akihito is Oyashiro-sama's agent, setting Rena on the path to be possessed? He told me to call him daddy for that day because he was going to play with me at the pool like he was my daddy. Freak. God, pervert. My mom called him daddy, so I did too. This mama hoe. I'm gonna say it, this mama hoe, okay? This was when she was still married to the old husband, by the way. Oh, nah, fucking bitch. Uncle Akihito looked very happy and gave me a lot of money. My mom looked very happy and it made me happy too. I want to play with him again. I hope my dad can come with us next time. Cat despair. Premonitions of rainy days. I opened the window, placed my cushion nearby, and prepared to enjoy the weather. But she came over and disrupted my peaceful evening. She always ruins my time of solitude.
幸せそうね。そっか。今日はあんたの大好きな甘いものがたくさん食べられたものね。
What the fuck? This girl loves sweets more than anything. I like them too, but I can't eat like she does. Give me heartburn if I ate the amount she ate today. She seemed to be very happy, so I'll leave her alone for a while. I've been making my favorite hot and salty food for the past few days, so she must be quite pleased today. It was a very fun day for me too. I just wanted to enjoy the memory of the excitement I felt today by sitting here quietly enjoying the sunset. But when I looked up at the sky, I saw some thick clouds forming there. The wind was a bit cooler than usual. It might start raining soon.
大地震や大津波などの知らせとして、浅瀬に普段は絶対に見かけることができない深海の魚が現れることがある。
This is actually true, by the way, chat. There's been lots of reports that whenever oarfish come up to shallow waters and people in Japan see an oarfish, they basically believe that it's a sign that a big earthquake's coming. We saw a very rare fish that dwells in deep water in the shallows today. Just as the ancient stories of sea monsters say, people hate deep sea animals and tend to interpret them as omens of a disaster. Genyo, was that boom in like TTS or was that in game? What was that? Did it matter if they showed up alive or dead? That was in game? What the fuck? I said something interesting just now. Even if they showed up alive or dead, it was an omen of a disaster. Oh my god. Is that how many divines does that omen of disaster cost? Oh, it might start raining soon.
うるさいな。言われなくても分かってる。
Who the fuck is Rika
洗
talking
濯
to?
物を取り入れるわよ。
I grabbed a basket and went outside to take the laundry in. The clouds were getting darker. I normally like rain, but I didn't think I'd enjoy it today. Okay, no idea who the fuck Rika's talking to. Nice. That name she mentioned before? I don't even remember the name.
来た来た。おはよう、レナ。
What was the name? Think it start with an H? I don't think. Hanyu?
今日はケイチ君の方が早かったね。
普段を棚にあげるわけじゃないが、俺が朝の待ち合わせでレナに勝つなんて珍しいこともあるもんだぜ。
レナ、今朝はちょっとお寝坊した。ゆうべ寝つかれなくってね。
Hang on, chat. Uh,
レナもか。実は俺もなんだよ。昨日の大騒ぎの余韻がずーっと残っててさ。布団に入っててもなかなか眠くならなくて夜が長く感じたぜ。
I had a lot of fun with my friends and went home still riding that high. I was too full to eat dinner. I kept talking with my parents about the great time I had over the past few days. I was so pumped up that I couldn't go to sleep. Kind of sounds like I'm a little kid. But given that Rena seemed to be the same way, I feel better about it. No, I felt better isn't the right way of phrasing it. I should say, I'm glad to know that we shared the same feeling. Rena went treasure hunting after I left. I'm sure she found many adorable things, went home, and talked with her parents about how great the day was.
あ、みーちゃんだ。おはよ
おお、ミオンが先に待ってるなんて、今日は雪が降るかもな。
人が珍しく先に待ってりゃそういうこと言うわけ？
それを言ったら私より先に待ってたケイチくんも珍しいよ。雪が降るかもね。
人のこと言えないね。
It's going to be another happy day today. I had fun the day before yesterday. I had fun yesterday, so I'm going to have fun today for sure. Are we still in Rena? Because it's not pink anymore, or is this Keiichi? I'm happy and Mion is happy too. Of course, Rena and my other friends are equally. Okay, this is still Keiichi. I'm not afraid to say it, and I wish these happy days would last forever.
なあミオン、今日は何をして遊ぼうな。
今日の部活？何がいいだろうね。レナは提案ある？
そうだね。
Sumo wrestling.
昨日おとといと体を使うゲームが続いたから、今日はあまり体に激しくないゲームがいいな。
そうだな。レナの言うのも一理あるぜ。部活は肉体勝負だけが全てじゃねえだろ。
もちろん。心技体すべての要素において完璧であってこそ部活メンバーだからね。じゃあ今日は何かテーブルゲームで遊ぶことにしよう。
Everybody was early this morning. We could enjoy our walk to school for once. After a while, we started talking about the upcoming festival. They told me that the festival is called Watanagashi and that it's the biggest event of the year in Hinamizawa.
そうだそうだ。昨日沖宮の家に親類が集まっていろいろと話が出たんだけどさ、ケイちゃんの話題が出たんだよ。
俺？園崎家の重鎮が集まって一体何の相談だよ。
いやさ、昨日のエンジェルモートでのケイちゃんの活躍を見てた店長の吉郎おじさんがさ、ケイちゃんのことを相当気に入っちゃったみたいでさ、それでいろいろと話を聞いてみたら、他の親類も意外にケイちゃんのことを知ってる人が多いんだよね。ひなみ沢の名物男みたいな言われようだったよ。
名物男ってのはまた微妙な称号だな。その称号の9割方はミオンの罰ゲームに関係があるような気がするぞ。
それだけじゃないけどさ、ノリもいいし元気があって無鉄砲なところも今時の若い子にしては感心感心とみんなベタ褒めだったよ。
I felt a bit embarrassed to know that people I haven't even met were speaking well of me.
でね、今後の綿流しのお祭りで何かで活躍してくれないかなって話が出てね。
Oh shit?
ケイちゃん目立つこととか好きでしょ？
おいおいおい、本人不在で勝手に話を進めるな。俺は孤独と静寂を愛するロンリーガイだぜ。
Lonely guy. Bro, they should name a Uma called Lonely guy.
誰がロンリーガイだ？チェリーボーイの間違いでしょ？
はあ、チェリーってなんだろう。ケイチくん、チェリーボーイ。はあ。
うわー！年頃の娘どもが朝っぱらからはしたないこと言ってんじゃねえ。
We really were still feeling the after effects of yesterday. Mion and I made a lot of noise teasing each other on the way to school. Rena watched us and laughed happily. Sato-kun and Rika-chan were already there when we arrived at school. They were also full of energy. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun were too. From that, I can tell that they also had a good time yesterday. Everybody has been having a good time, really. In Hinamizawa, everybody is happy.
まだ引っ越してきて1年も経ったわけじゃないけどさ。
どうしたの突然。
いやさ、ひなみ沢に引っ越してきて俺幸せになったなって。
どうしたのケイちゃん、急に臭いこと言い出して。
レナにはわかるよ。ひなみ沢に引っ越してきてすべてが幸せになった気持ちよくわかる。この村にはね、きっと人を幸せにする魔法がかかってるんだと思うから。
レナは幸せか？
レナはひなみ沢に引っ越してきてからが毎日幸せだよ。
Are you truly happy?
そうだな。そいつは俺もだ。
ちょっと、なんかおじさんだけのけ者っぽくない？ブーブー。
Sky was clear and the few thin clouds were pure white. The cry of the cicadas was telling me that summer would be coming earlier than usual. Watanagashi is just around the corner. I'm sure we'll have great fun at the festival too. There will be more and more fun days to come, I'm sure of it. Summer is just around the corner. The last class of the day was finally over, meaning that it was time for the club activities. I was sure it would be fun. I couldn't wait. But then Mi-chan received a call and told us something had come up and she had to go, so we didn't have a club meeting. Oh shit. Rena's about to not have a fun day. Tisk. I was really looking forward to it. There was nothing I could do. But I could at least chat with Keiichi-kun on the way home. It'll be fun. Keiichi-kun sometimes says mean things, but he's very funny. When I chat with him, my depression goes away. Wait, what did I just say? Am I depressed? Oh shit. I have so much fun every day and I'm happy as I can be. What did I have to be depressed about? Well, it was obvious. Because of Rena-san, my father is happy now. Before he met her, he was like a lamp in broad daylight. Honestly, he was like the living dead. But after he met Rena-san, he started to smile like he used to when he was living with my mother. He enjoyed talking with her and started going out with her. You could probably say they went on dates. Now he looks 10 or 20 years younger. Rena-san gets along with my father very well and she's very kind to me too. There's actually no reason for me to hate her. But the bitter memories of my parents' divorce and my many regrets were gradually eating away at my heart. Was it okay to accept that woman? Rena-san might be the same as how Uncle Akihito turned out to be. Is she the enemy who takes my happiness away with her very existence, with or without bad intentions? Am I going to sit around until everything collapses again? Should I fight the enemy before it's too late? Rena-san comes to my house a little too obviously. Since my father started letting her stay the night, many of her belongings have turned up in the house. My father and I don't smoke, but there's an ashtray in the living room. The futon in our guest room is hers now. In the bathroom, there's a toothbrush and shampoo I've never choose to buy. I started to feel awkward about those things, and that's when I started noticing it at the front door when I came home from school. Her perfume. I asked my father once if he was thinking about getting married to Rena-san. He looked a little embarrassed, perplexed, and confused. He told me, not yet. He knew I was hurt by the divorce. That's probably why he couldn't admit that he wanted to remarry. That's why he said not yet. He'd considered it, but not while I was still living with him. That's what he meant, I guess. There's only one reason why I don't want him to get remarried to Rena-san. I feel offended that my sanctum, my family, is being invaded. I might be being selfish, though. I know keeping my father all to myself means keeping him miserable like he was before he met Rena-san. He has a life to live, too. It's his right to heal from the pain from the divorce and to live to find his new love. He wouldn't have had to go through that painful life if I'd prevented the divorce from happening in the first place. He has the right to be happy. He has the right to a happy new life that lets him forget the pain he never deserved, and I don't have any right to stop him. In fact, I have an obligation to try to return his happiness to him. I have to pay for my sin, my inability to prevent his divorce. Then what should I do to make both of us happy? It wouldn't be that difficult. All I need to do would be to give my silent approval over their relationship. My father tells me he won't get remarried while we live together. That means I should stop leaning on my father, be strong, and live on my own as soon as I can. Although that doesn't mean I can tell him not to go out with her until that day. Rena-san comes to our house to see him despite her busy schedule. She even stays the night whenever her shifts permit. They're adults. I have no right to say anything against that. That's why I chose to give my silent approval to their relationship and tried to see her as little as I could. I get along with Rena-san on the surface. I know my father would have a hard time keeping face if we didn't, but it's a very exhausting and painful thing to get along with a person I don't really like. So whenever Rena-san comes over, I spend as much time as possible outside then head home late. Mi-chan's club activities are the most convenient thing to do to kill time. But there are some days we don't have club meetings. On those days, I while away my time at the garbage dump, hunting for treasure alone. And that's how I started to make my secret hideout. My father can do whatever he wants with Rena-san at home. I don't have to see them together. I can spend my time peacefully at my hideout. I sometimes feel depressed about my life. I sometimes want to talk to somebody about it. But nothing will change even if I talk to somebody. This is all I can really do. The most important thing for me should be to overcome the sadness of losing my family as fast as I could and to regain my own happiness. I have so much fun every day. I'm happy every day. Even on the way home, Keiichi-kun was talking about funny things that made me laugh. My feeling gloomy in spite of that was kind of rude. My father should be happy. I should be happy. I just feel sad because I still can't separate my father. Compared to the unexpectedness of their divorce, Rena-san's invasion is a very slow process. I think Rena-san understands how I feel. She treats me very kindly, but she doesn't do more than that. I think she understands that I'd feel uncomfortable if she did. I respect Rika-chan because she's strong even without her parents. Compared to the pain of losing both her parents unexpectedly, my problem is like nothing. I respect Satoko-chan's toughness too. She also lost her parents and was forced to live a painful life under her uncle and aunt. Compared to the cruel treatment she had to go through, my relationship with Rena-san is a blessed one. I feel anxious. I keep feeling anxious, but that's just because I'm still immature and because I feel like I'm not ready to separate from my father. I have to be strong like Rika-chan and Satoko-chan. I have to try my best to be happy. I'm going to live with all my might in order to regain the peace of mind that I lost that day. My assumption that I'm not happy is just a mistake. I should appreciate the wonderful days I spent with my wonderful friends. Just by realizing that I'm happy, the world shines so brightly.
それでね、あんまりにも可愛いから、レナ、はお持ち帰りって。
やれやれ。
Nobody knows Rena just says these things just to pretend.
レナは毎日を楽しく過ごすことに関しては達人だな。
レナは毎日が楽しいよ。こんなにも素敵な友人たちに囲まれて過ごす、こんなにも素晴らしい日々があって、どうして不幸が感じられる？
Holy self-gaslighting.
だな。不幸なんかここにはないよ。いつまでも楽しくて、不幸なことなんかとは一切無縁。それがひなみ沢ってとこなんだからよ。
The text is pink because now we're in Rena's POV. He should have stopped right there, but he just kept going.
レナが羨ましいよな。
Oh no, bro. He's about to trigger Rena. Oh shit.
その悩み知らずな能天気さが羨ましいぜ。
Oh god, Keiichi.
はあ、バカにされてるっぽい気がする。でも毎日が楽しいなら私は能天気でもいいかな
I don't have any worries. I feel like I do, but that's just because I'm immature and still want my father's attention. Come on, say the magical words. I'll cheer you up.
Huh?
It didn't make sense to say it now, but I was going to say it anyways because this is my magical phrase that always cheers me up.
お持ち帰り
なんだよ突然。
Oh my god, this fucking Keiichi dumbass.
でもそれでこそレナだぜ。
That's right. This is me, Rena. I'm not Rena. Rena still wants her parents' attention. Rena is a goofy, carefree girl. She knows that every day is full of happiness, and she has the kind heart to appreciate it too. I should forget about icky things. I should live a wonderful life free of anything icky. Icky starts with I, and that's why I got rid of the I in Rena. I'm Rena. I'm going to recapture the happiness I lost when I left Hinamizawa. I will overcome any pain and hardship. I can be happy because I got rid of the icky things. I'm sure there are only incredible things waiting for me. Oh, incredible starts with I too. I was almost home, and when my house appeared, I noticed something different there. There was a truck parked in front of my house. There was nothing on the back of it, but I can tell it brought something here because I saw cardboard boxes. Oh. Rena's moving in. From the front of the house, I heard voices of two young men saying, well, we'll be going now. They passed me by as I walked towards the front door. They were wearing some kind of work uniforms. They looked like delivery people. My father was about to close the door when he noticed me.
ただいま。何かあったの？
おかえり、レーナ。見てごらん。すごいぞ。
Father looked up to be in a good mood. I didn't know why he was, but whenever he smiled like that, I just wanted to smile back at him. His eyes used to look like those of a dead fish no matter how hard I tried to smile at him. But these days, he could put on a big smile just to surprise me. He has been literally coming back to life since a year ago when we moved back to Hinamizawa. No, since he started dating Rita-san. When I see him smile like this, I'm happy. But at the same time, I feel confused because I don't know whether I should thank Rena-san or not.
ほら、すごいだろ。
He took me to the living room. He was probably expecting me to go all ooh and ah. So whether there was something in the living room or not, I was ready to go ooh and ah for him.
はあ、何これ？どうしたのお父さん？
I tried to sound excited and surprised. He was standing behind me, probably smiling with satisfaction and hearing my excited voice. Andy, on the other hand, was desperately trying to understand what was going on. For a moment, I thought I was in someone else's house. You see, the living room had been completely redecorated. Furniture we had was all basically from the former house in Ibaraki. My parents bought most of the furniture when they got married, so it was all old and a little dirty. Some of them still had crayon scribbles I drew when I was very little, but all of that was gone. Everything in the living room had turned a pastel color, looking very sophisticated like the rooms you'd see in soap operas. The new carpet looked very tropical. The new curtains matched with the carpet. The new sofa looked very expensive. The living room in general looked like a resort hotel. The channel switcher of our old TV was broken, and we used to use pliers to change channels, but it was gone too, replaced by a new one with a big screen. The room's lights also have been replaced by nicer looking ones. The living room looked like a totally different world under a new fluorescent lights.
すごいねお父さん。これはどうしたの？
心機一転さ。もう引っ越してきて1年にもなるんだから、お父さんもそろそろ気分を切り替えて、新しい生活に踏み出さないとなって思ったんだよ。
I mean, I think it's fair for his dad to do this. Why does she not like Rena? It's not that she doesn't like Rena. It's she doesn't like the concept of strangers. Cause she made a mistake with trusting Akihito, and she believes that Akihito ruined their previous her dad's previous marriage. So she now views anybody that she like outside of her friend or family group to be like enemies until proven otherwise. So I suggested redecorating the house once in order to cheer him up because he was still in pain after divorce, but he wasn't interested at the time. He didn't want to get rid of the old furniture he had chosen with my mother, because he still couldn't get over her even though she cruelly broke up with him. I wanted to suggest it again when the time was right. I never thought he'd do it on his own initiative.
そうだね。こんな綺麗なお部屋だと心も晴れ晴れするもんね。素敵なお部屋だと思うよ。
いいだろう。ほらレーナ、お前ユリースに憧れてたろ。まだ組み立ててないけど、ほら、ちゃんとあるんだぞ。
Yo, Rena, you always yell at people for being liars, but why are you lying to your dad? Liar!
お父さんすごいすごいすごい。 これ私がもらってもいいのかな？
こらこら、それはみんなの共用のものだから、レーナだけってわけじゃないんだぞ。
共用でもレナが占領しちゃうからダメ。
My father explained the details of his redecoration proudly. He told me that he only did the living room this time, but he's going to redecorate all of the rooms. He sure had become more active. There are some parts of the redecoration I didn't like, but I still thought it was great because it made him happy. Found the old furniture outside in the yard.
あれは捨てちゃうの？
まあこの際だと思ってな。後で業者が引き取りに来てくれることになってる。
Getting rid of the old furniture means putting an end to my mother. I hated the furniture because it smelled like my mother and I tried to break everything once. I understand why my father wants to take this opportunity to get rid of them. But for some reason, this new living room makes me feel like I no longer belonged here. My father didn't choose the new furniture. Rena-san probably did. Most likely, my father and Rena-san decided to redecorate the living room and went to a furniture store to buy everything. I tried to think positively. The reason why my father didn't tell me about the redecoration was because he wanted to surprise me. No, my father never really considers things that deeply. So I suppose he didn't tell me because he just didn't think he needed to tell me. I'm sure he didn't redecorate the living room to make me feel like I was no longer welcome. Don't be negative, Rena. My father didn't have any bad intentions. He doesn't want to get rid of me. He doesn't think I'm the reason he can't get remarried. And yet, why did I feel sad looking at the old furniture in the yard? Why did I feel like I didn't belong? I realized the reason right away. That reason was me. To him, wanting to have a fresh start by getting rid of the things that reminded him of my mother might be an indication of his unconscious desire to get rid of her daughter. My father doesn't really consider things deeply, so he might not be thinking that I'm the reason he can't get remarried. But he understands that he can't get remarried while we live together. By staying with him, I'm torturing my father. It was my fault that he had to get a divorce. That's why I have to support him to help recapture his happiness. I couldn't just keep him all but to myself. I'd have to start thinking about living on my own. I don't need to go to university. I should think about getting a job. But who would hire an uneducated girl like me? Even if somebody did hire me, I wouldn't be able to earn enough money to live on my own. Maybe I should think about working at a hostess club, like Rena-san does. People only choose the jobs they can. A girl like me doesn't have a lot of choices. Not a lot of companies would hire me or pay the amount of money that I need to live on my own. But, come to think of it, where's the place where I belong? Whenever I end up feeling like this, I miss my secret hideout in the trash piles. I love to get under my blanket and feel the warmth on a cold night. The hideout gets hot and humid during the day and very cold at night. It's not a comfortable place to spend time in. But it might be the place where I can relax the most, more than I can at my house. No, I shouldn't think like this. I shouldn't think that my house has been invaded by Rena-san. I should thank her for making my father happy. Rena-san isn't trying to kick me out of the house. She's trying to get along with me. But I'm not opening my heart to her. I'm the bad one. I'm the bad one. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Satoshi-kun and his aunt didn't get along at all, and she abused him for a long time. Compared to him, my situation is a lot easier. Satoko-chan and Rika-chan lost their parents, and they live together now. They've been through very hard times. On the other hand, I still live with my father. I should feel blessed. I shouldn't think I'm unhappy just because of these things. I am happy. I am blessed. The trouble with me is that I still can't admit that I'm happy. My father kept talking proudly about the redecoration. I nodded at him with a big smile and let him keep at it.
そうだ、いけない。レイナ、すまないんだが、ちょっとお使いを頼めないか？
お使い？うん、いいよ。
お父さんな、ジャケットを2着ほど洋服屋さんに取り寄せさせてるんだ。それがな、今日届くらしいんだ。ちょっとお父さんは回収業者さんを手伝わなきゃならないから、レイナが代わりに取ってきてくれないか？
いい。お店を教えて。どんなジャケットを取り寄せたんだろう。楽しみ。
No matter what they look like, I'm sure Rena-san picked them out for him. Although I don't mind going. I'd rather go to the store than listen to his stories about the red decoration of our living room. I got the receipt, asked him where the store is, and changed my clothes and left the house. Started pedaling my bicycle and looked at the old furniture in the yard for the last time. They used to be the object of my hatred, but for some reason, they now made me feel sentimental. Is it because I still regret the loss of my mother even though I hate her? couldn't let poisonous emotions take over my heart. I understood that in my mind, but I just couldn't get rid of that feeling. The old furniture wasn't the only stuff that was kicked out of the house. There was also a lot of junk that I brought home from the landfill. My father was probably going to throw that away too. He doesn't like the junk I collect. He'll probably let the delivery company take it all together with the old furniture. Just like an animal that rubs its scent on its home in order to feel secure, I collected all the junk in order to make sure that I could stay here. No, that's not it. I wanted to bring them to my house because they were abandoned by their former owners, and they needed a place to live. The store where my father ordered jackets from is a fancy boutique. It's hard to believe my father would shop at a store like this on his own. I could tell right away that Rena-san took him here. I handed over his receipt to the cashier. A short time later, the store manager came out wearing a perplexed look.
リュウグ様、大変申し訳ございません。実は入荷のトラックが高速で事故渋滞に巻き込まれているようでございまして、おそらくはもうじき到着すると思うのですが。
He said that the driver called a while ago, told him he just got off the highway and would be here in about an hour. I didn't need to know all the details, but he explained them to me anyway. I asked him if I could come back tomorrow. He insisted I should wait because the truck would be coming shortly, and he urged me to take a seat on the sofa. But I didn't really feel comfortable waiting there, so I told him I'd be back soon and left the store. I wondered if there are any fast food restaurants nearby. I might have to go all the way back to the state. Oh god, imagine if she sees Rena with another man. I looked around and found a coffee house. The glass on the door was black, so I couldn't see inside. But there was a poster saying the price for a cup of tea is lower than normal for women on weekdays. I'd just be going to get a cup of tea to kill some time. It should be okay. But still, I hesitated to go inside before opening the door. First impression of the coffee house was the smell of cigarettes. It's normal for coffee house to be filled with cigarette smoke. It's like a requirement. But for Rena, still regretted her decision. While she was thinking about leaving, the proprietor spoke to her brusquely and showed her to a table. Rena gave up on the idea of leaving and sat down. The atmosphere in the shop was far from clean. Normal coffee house where you would go to simply enjoy coffee and cigarettes. It was more like a place where vulgar people would hang out or hang around. Rena didn't feel comfortable at all, but what bothered her most was the laughter of a man and a woman sitting together in the very back of the shop. Her table was behind a planter, so depending on how one looked at it, one could say she was in the spot most protected from their laughter. But Rena looked as though she wanted to leave as soon as she finished her tea. Bell hanging from the entrance door rang, letting her know a customer just came in. Uh-oh. And the customer is... It was a little surprising for her that a coffee shop like this could draw so many customers. Rena peeked at the newcomer from behind a planter. There were two of them. They looked like vulgar men, the kind of people... Oh, okay, you didn't want to get involved with the instant you saw them. Proprietors tried to show them to a table, but they ignored him and walked towards the back. They walked up to a couple who had been laughing loudly and greeted them with a bow. Oh shit. It's fucking Tepe.
やっと来よったんか。
Satoko's uncle.
まあ座れや。
Couple stopped laughing and the man told the newcomer to sit down in a threatening tone of voice. As instructed, the two of them took a seat.
んでどういうことだ。
すんまへん。なんとかその。
ごたくはええねポケ。とっととうなるもんさらさんかい。
The two of them looked at each other before they each took an envelope out of their pocket and put it on the table. The man roughly grabbed the two envelopes and tore one of them open. Inside, there were many wrinkled 10,000 yen bills bound into a bundle with a rubber band. He opened the other one to make sure it also had cash in it and then threw it to the woman.
おい、数えんね。
ちょっと、私に命令しないでくれる？もともと私の金なんだから。
じゃがましい。黙って数えんなええんね。
You think Rena's the girl that Teppei was having an affair with as well? From the aunt? The man yelled at the woman. She licked her thumb, looking annoyed, and started counting the cash expertly. The two newcomers hung their heads while she counted. Lighting a cigarette, the man waited for her to finish counting.
はいよ、全部あるわよ。
The woman said that after flicking through the last bill. The newcomers looked relieved. The man, however, didn't look satisfied as he stared at the bundle of bills the woman was holding.
いつこ、それいくらあった？
ん？全部って言ったわよ。
全部っていくらかっちゅって聞いとんねん。
だから、私が貸した金全部だって言ってるでしょ。
バケが。利子はついとるか聞いとるんねん。
The man and Ritsuko yelled at each other. Even though they were making all of that noise, the other customers acted like they didn't hear anything.
おい、兄さん方、200万ビッタンこっきゃないんね。どういうこっちゃ？
The two of them were trying to find some excuse to make. It seemed like this behavior had touched a man's nerves and he started looking furious.
おら！黙っとったらわからんがな！
His angry voice echoed through the shop. He hit the table hard and dropped the glass on the floor. The noise thickened the tension in the atmosphere.
すんまへん。
すまんで済んだら警察はいらんちゅうね。ごしとら出るとこ出ても一個に構わんでんの。
それはどうかご勘弁ください。
The two newcomers must have been in an extremely vulnerable position. They bowed so deeply that their forehead almost touched the table.
それを勘弁したるって今日呼んだんねん。それがどういうけじめのつけ方な？あ？
すんまへん、エロすんまへん。
While you could pity them, the newcomers looked as vulgar as the man threatening them, making it hard to decide whether you should feel sorry for them or not. After a while, Ritsuko opened her mouth as to offer them help.
てっちゃん。すごいんじゃかわいそうでしょ。ごめんね。うちの人。銭絡むとすぐトサカに来ちゃう人で。
銭絡むと余計だね。お前にあやつけよったんから本気になっとんよ、おら。
もうバカなこと言っても何にも出ないわよ。
The man pulled Ritsuko roughly into his arms and frantically kissed her lips without caring about the other customer. Oh God. Rena's dad got fucking... Bro, Rena's dad got honeypotted. Oh no, bro. Their kiss wasn't the lovely ones that normal couples would share. It looked obscene instead. He let her lips go to take a breath, kissed him again, and repeated that for a while. After a while, he finally got bored of kissing and let her go.
うちの人は私のことになるとすぐ頭に血が上っちゃうのよね。困ったもんなのよ。
ああ、そうよ。こいつと俺はいわば一心同体ね。この女に泥塗り腐るやつは俺に塗ったんと同じやんな。血祭りじゃすまんね
え。いつぞやかの、ほら、あいつ。あれ、表連れてってからどうしたんだったっけ？
あんバカが表へ出るとか抜かしょんからかかとくれてやったわ。野郎空手やるとか抜かしおるからどの程度か思うた。拍子抜けしたからズボン脱がせてそいつでこの表の歩道を磨かせてやったわ。おお、俺町の役に立っとんね。お役所に表彰してもらいたいんわ。
やだ、そんなことさせたの？あんたって時々容赦がないのよね。
They started laughing loudly like they were doing earlier. Their laughter obviously intimidated their
ねえ、あん
companions.
たたち、てっちゃん、 今日はねすっごく機嫌がいいの。普段だったら銭が足りんって騒ぎ出して、今頃あんたたちすっぱだかにされて玉子川に叩き込まれてるわよ。
すまへんすまへん。
まあ利子は忘れたちゅうたか
So I'm
て
assuming Rena
かっちり
is.
キースまでに額を揃えた
I'm
んだき
assuming
ゃ
Rena
感
is
心
who
さな。
Satoko's uncle was having an affair with.
そこいらへん評価したってもええんで。
それでね、てっちゃんの利子ちょいとあんまりだと思ったのよ。今日だから5本で済むけど、すぐに売買ゲームになっちゃうでしょ。そしたらあんたたちすぐに逆立ちしても払えなくなっちゃうわよ。でね、私あんたたちにいい話があんの。てっちゃん、悪いけどあんたちょっと席を外してちょうだい。
しょうがねえな。
The man left the table with a grin and headed for the bathroom. He was far too amenable to that request, as if they'd planned for him to leave the table at that moment. Ritsuko made sure he was in the bathroom, then took some papers out of her bag and spread them on the table.
あんたたちも若いんだから、あんなヤクザに絡まれて一生を不意にしたくないでしょ。だからね、てっちゃんの利子は今日きっちり払っちゃいなさい。そうすればあんたたちはとりあえずあいつとは縁を切れるわけなんだから。
そりゃそうですけど、でも50万なんてこれ以上もう払えないっす。
まあそうよね。200万だって相当精一杯集めたんでしょ。さらに50万も工面できるあてなんてないでしょう。
They must have done their very best to collect even the money they brought today, so it must be impossible for them to collect even a dime from anybody now. They hung their heads and told her that.
でね、ほら、気を利かせ。
Looked at the paper on the table and muttered under their
担
breath.
保も連帯もいらないんで、ちょいと利率はあれだけど、これなら即50万積んでくれるわよ。それにさ、この利率でもてっちゃんの利率よりははるかにマシだと思うんだけど。
She's a damn scam and loan shark. It would be easy for anyone to guess what Ritsuko was trying to force him
こ
to
れに
do.
サインしたのを見せれば、彼も男気を感じて勘弁してくれると思うわね。どうする？ああ、万年筆。使うなら置いとくわよ。
They read the small print on the document and were stunned by the outrageous interest rate. Ritsuko didn't force them to do anything. She just looked out the window and smoked her cigarette. After a while, the man returned from the bathroom.
おう、話はついだが。
They looked at him, steeled themselves, and took the pen.
てっちゃんの利子、借金で一括返済するって。
おうおう、関心なワークオートだね。男は背負うもんがなくちゃあかんね。
They must have planned this from the very beginning. The man and Ritsuko got what they wanted and grinned at each other. There were many things to fill out on the documents, and it was taking them a long time. The man and Ritsuko, already knowing that, started talking amongst
リ
themselves.
ツコ、お前のひなみ沢の旦那の調子はどうなんね。
ん？旦那なんてよしてよね。
どうなんよ。だいぶ銭持っとんと聞かされてるん。どのぐらい絞れそうなんよ。
そうそう、それがさ、すっごいのよ。別れた奥さんがだいぶ慰謝料をくれたらしいってのは聞いてたのよ。
Rena's about to hatchet both of these motherfuckers.
でもね、それが本当にすっげえあるらしいのよね。
Oh my god, Rena's dad, please, bro.
かなりってどのぐらいねん。
銀行に5000万くらい持ってるわよ。あぶく銭なわけだしね。もう気前がいいのなん。
なんねそれ。で、どの辺までいけそうなんね。
私にだいぶお熱みたいだからね。だって私が言えば何でも買うのよ。何でも。あんたみたいなドケチとは大違いよね。私も本気になっちゃおうかしら。
抜かせボケ。俺以上の男が他にいるか。
もうこんなところでよしてよ。
で、そのひなみ沢の旦那にどう持ってくつもりなんよ。
あんたを出しに手切れ金がいるって方向で持ってくつもりなのよ。
なんぼふっかけるつもりね。
そりゃ
つっけづけ恐ろしい女じゃんね。エキストラがいるときは呼んでな。俺も大暴れしちゃるんで。
すみません。書きました。
ああ、じゃそれ持ってローン行こうか。律子、会計頼むね。
The man pat them on the shoulder and then walked to the door. Another person was just about to enter and they nearly ran into each other. The man probably wouldn't make way for the person considering his personality. But when he noticed who that person was, he stepped aside. Oh shit. The person looked as vulgar as all the other men. He was wearing a black suit with sunglasses on. He wasn't that big, but his stern look was very intimidating. But what the fuck is Kasai doing here? It was clear at a glance that he was a gangster and a professional one at that. The man who was behaving badly earlier looked a little nervous in front of him. As Ritsuko finished paying the check, she noticed a man in a suit.
あ、総支配人。どうもおはようございます。
Oh shit. The man in the suit said nothing, he just raised his chin as if saying fuck off. Ritsuko and the others bowed to him and left the shop in a hurry. The proprietor noticed a man in a suit, also greeting him with a bow. Who could he have been? He appeared sedate compared to the other men, but he must be dangerous because he made that even them step aside. Everybody in the shop thought the same thing and tried not to look at him. The man in the suit looked around and found the menu on the wall. The proprietor walked up to him hastily.
Master.
はい。何か部長報がございましたでしょうか。
この日替わりデザートのスイートなんとかというのは今日はやっているのか。
Oh my god, he's getting desserts for fucking Shion.
は？いえ、本当は今日はやってないんですが、どうしてもとおっしゃるんでしたら特別にご用意を。
無理なら無理と言ってくれればいい。出直す。
ほら、葛西。
Yo, Rena should ask Shion for help because Kasai clearly has control over Rena and Tepe. Wait a second. But that means Rena and Tepe both know Kasai? Then doesn't that mean Kasai always had the ability to help Satoshi and Satoko in some way because he literally is... He scares the shit out of Satoko's uncle.
特別にご用意って言ってくれてるじゃないですか。ここまで来てみっともない。
The girl seemed to be the only one who couldn't read the heavy atmosphere in the shop, and she came in laughing cheerfully. It was Mio and Sonozaki's twin sister, Shion. Shion pushed Kasai into the store while he hesitated. She looked at a girl who was sitting down and stopped in her tracks.
あれ？やっぱりそうだ。ハロローン。レナさんじゃないですか。こんにちは。
あ、しーちゃん？
こんなとこで会うなんてびっくりです。あれ？お一人？ひょっとして誰かと待ち合わせ？お姉かな？いやいや、ひょっとしてケイちゃんかな？
しーちゃん、その連れの人は？
葛西のこと？まあ、 私のボディーガードとかを持っといてください。
Okay, okay, lock in, Rena.
命の危険が迫ったら葛西が守ってくれるんだよね。
それがお望みでしたら命に変えてでも。
うわー、葛西、あと20も若かったらやばいかもだね。顔は怖いけど面白いやつです。こちらはね、竜宮レナさん、お姉のお友達。
葛西です。よろしく。
葛西さん、さっきすれ違った人たちは知り合いですか？
Kasai nodded, indicating that he was familiar with them.
誰？私は全然あんなの見たことないけど。
男は北条哲平。ちょいと礼儀知らずのろくでなしです。
Shion seemed to know who he was once she heard the name Hojo.
女の人の方は？
間宮里奈。源氏名だと思いました。確か律子って名前だったかと。フラワーロードの店の一つで働いてる従業員です。
葛西さん、里奈さんとその北条さんはどういう人たちなんですか？とても仲が良さそうに見えました。
北条は確か里奈とは深い仲かと。たちの悪い連中ですので関わり合いになられない方がいいと思います。
That's all you needed to hear, Rena. Lock the fuck in. Time to kill Rena.
どうたちが悪いんですか？
Oh shit. Rena's threat analyzing. Rena pressed him for the answer, and Kasai seemed to back down a little from that pressure.
女の私生活には触れないのが仁義ってもんです。
どうたちが悪いんですか？
それはご勘弁を。
どうたちが悪いんですか？
Oh shit, bro. Rena. Damn. Rena's pressing Kasai. Rena kept asking the same question until she got an answer. Shion sensed how desperate Rena was and cut into the conversation.
葛西、意地悪しないで教えてあげなさいよ。興味本位で聞いてるわけじゃなさそうだしね、レナさん。
There was tension developing between Rena and Kasai. Shion seemed to be the only one who couldn't read the mood. Kasai finally opened his mouth.
あの二人はたちの悪いろくでなしどもです。
Oh my god, I knew it. They're animorphs. They're skunks that walk around pretending to be human.
恐喝と博打で生計を立ててると聞いています。詐欺行為もやるって話で。
Badgers? They're not only skunks, they're also badgers? Oh, fuck.
詐欺ってどんな？
あいつらの詐欺ってのは、まあ何？結婚詐欺ってやつですか？
Oh, nah, Rena, you have to kill that bitch. You gotta kill that bitch
要する
now.
に、男の人に言い寄っていい感じになったところで相棒の男が乱入して俺の女に何しやがるって金を巻き上げる古典的恐喝です。
Nah. Bro, honestly, Rena should just... She's not going to, but she should ask for help.
散々貢がされた挙句根こそぎ巻き上げようっていうクズどもです。最近でかい相手を引っ掛けたらしいと噂になっています。
ちゃあ、そりゃあどちら様か存じないけど気の毒なことで。
Oh my god, Shion, shut the fuck up. You don't know.
でもまあ鼻の下を伸ばした代償なわけだし自業自得。
そんな言い方はないもんです。男は時にコロッと女に騙されちまうもんですよ。
ほー、何それ。葛西をコロッと騙した女って誰？マスター、デザートは私と葛西とあとレナさんでって。あれ？
Oh, Rena, don't mind her. She's already going to get the hatchet.
今お帰りになりましたよ。
Rena was already gone. The door, which had just closed, looked as if it was the only thing that she knew where she went. Rena locks in, bro. When I got home, the door was locked. I used my key to get in and I found a note in the living room. Something's come up, so I have to go. I'm going to eat out tonight is what the note said. Oh, no, bro. This wasn't the first time he'd done something like this. Each time he only told me he had to go to Okonomiya for something. But I knew the real reason because I heard him talking on the phone once. Rena-san must have had some free time between jobs and asked him out to have dinner together. I heaved a sigh, looked at the new living room I hated, and went to my room. I thought back over what I just heard at the coffee house. I tried to rationalize the meaning of her actions there. Maybe she had to pretend to be a bad person because she was being threatened by the man. But even after the man she called Tet-chan left the table, she continued to threaten the guys and pushed them into signing the loan contract immediately. If she was threatened to play along with the man, she wouldn't have done that. If she was pretending to be a bad person, she should have shown a little bit of mercy or sympathy when he left her alone with them. It's like holding water in a bowl you made with your hand. No matter how sturdy you make the bowl, water would leak from your fingers. Mercy and sympathy leak out from you, but nothing, not even a drop of water leaked from Rena-san. Her hands weren't even moist, they were all dried up. There was no water that could leak through those hands. Rena-san was threatening those guys as much as the man was. Neither was leading the other along. They were doing it together. That was it. Rena-san is a bad person. My brain cells accepted the idea with applause. After all, I always hated Rena-san. I just couldn't accept the feeling because my father liked her. But at that moment, I could finally accept it. She's a bad person just like my mother. She's an existence that will ruin everything and destroy my father's happiness just by being with him. But I wonder if my father would understand that Rena-san is a bad person if I told him so. You don't have to. Just tell Kasai to fucking talk to your dad, bro. These fucking people never want to ask other people for help. Like, listen, if Rena came up to the dad and was like, said all this, the dad might not believe her. But if fucking Kasai, gangster-ass, mobster-looking motherfucker, walked up to the door and explained what Rena truly was, like, fucking Rena's dad would be like, holy shit, what the fuck? My father likes her so much that he would jump over a cliff if she asked him to. He thinks everything she does or says is great, and he interprets everything about her in a positive way. He protects her and praises her without her asking him to. I'm not a kid anymore. I understand how a woman can tame a man. It's different from love. Love is about trying to build a relationship. Taming is just a way of satisfying the lust to dominate. She's just trying to make him into her slave. A woman can deceive men, even my father. They can use dirty methods to ensnare men like they're following a manual. It's a weak point all men are born with. Even with a strong will, they can't resist it. Whoa, Rena. Okay, listen. That's not all men, okay? That's why we hate those women who exploit that weak point to deceive men. That's why I wouldn't bring myself to like Rena-san. For the sake of the argument, let's assume I acknowledge an unreciprocated love like that. But that would only be as long as it was love. If it wasn't love, it was just a method to threaten. If it was just a method to threaten and squeeze money out of him, I would never forgive her. I remember their conversation at the coffee house. Rena-san said that my father is a big spender. In fact, I think he spends more money without hesitation than before he met Rena-san. I was happy that he started to regain an interest in going out into the world again, but now I don't know whether I should be happy or not. He controls the money of the Ryugu family overall, but since I do the grocery shopping, he often gives me his banknotes so that I can withdraw money. Because of that, I know where he keeps his bank book, his personal seal, and other important stuff. They're in one of his drawers, which he usually locks. I know where he hides the key, and I know the combination of the cash box inside the drawer. He might be coming back soon, so I felt a little nervous, but I had to make sure. I opened the cash box, which has some banknotes, bank books, personal seal, stamps, and unused postcards. I removed everything from the cash box to get at the bank books. Then I found something new. On the bottom of the box, there was a bundle of new 10,000 yen bills. Its thickness wasn't something I could ignore. There was also a paper wrapper that looked like it had been bundling the bills. The wrapper had a stamp that said it was a bundle of 1,000,000 yen. He usually kept some cash at home because it was troublesome to go to the bank every time he needed money. But it was usually around 100,000 to 200,000 yen at most. He's never kept such a big amount at home before because he knows it's unsafe. The extraordinary amount of 10,000 yen bills was abnormally intimidating. I tried to open the bank book, but my fingers got numb all of a sudden. A part of me was trying to deny the things I heard at the coffee house. It wasn't because I wanted to defend my father or even Rena-san. It was because I didn't want to believe that my father was the husband in Hinamizawa the blackmailers were talking about. I opened the bank book. The last time I saw it was about 2 or 3 months ago. It shows countless withdrawals since that day. Probably wouldn't normally understand what those numbers meant. but I felt in that moment as if the 10 different digits were speaking to me. They were a series of cruel digits. It starts with some understandable expenses that I assumed represent dinners or something, but then the amount of money starts to become nice round numbers like a 5 or a 10. You can tell by looking at the dates he withdrew money that he wanted to have a certain amount of cash on hand when he went out with Rena-san. Among those expenses, a big number appeared all of a sudden. It was too much money to spend on a date, hundreds of thousands of yen. I looked at the date of the withdrawal and I traced it back in my memory. I remembered. Around that time, Rena-san was talking about moving into a new apartment. I know the market rate of rental apartments in Okinomiya. You need to put down 2 safety deposits and 2 payments of key money in order to rent an apartment. That amount of withdrawal sounded reasonable now. Okay, low-key, Rena is a fucking 12-year-old. How the fuck does she know all this? He paid the whole down payment for a new apartment. Like, I think 12-year-olds are, like, pretty intelligent, but, like, I don't think your average 12-year-old knows the going fucking rate of rent at a local town that they don't even live in. She's 14? Okay, still, how many of you guys know the rent in your neighboring fucking town for the average apartment? Like, I don't know. Shut the fuck up. No, you didn't. I did when I was 9. Oh, okay. After that, big numbers appeared one after another. I could tell they were for congratulatory gifts for a new apartment or something. Numbers got bigger and bigger. It looked like at first he was withdrawing only the amount of money he needed, but then he started withdrawing big amounts all at once because he knew he was going to use it someday anyway. The change meant only one thing. He lost a sense of the value of money. The balance kept going down and I started feeling anxious about what's going to happen if he continued spending money like that. But then I saw a deposit of a big amount of money into the account. Where did that money come from? There was only one thing I could think of. I opened the other bank book. It was easy like a puzzle for kids. It was like playing with an easy jigsaw puzzle that comes with huge pieces that you don't even have to put together to see what the whole picture looks like. My father was using money from his time deposits. In other words, the settlement my mother paid my father when she divorced him. To him, it's cursed money. I'd understand if he wanted to use it to get a new love, but well, that was just an excuse to use the money from his time deposits. Money is money. Even though it's his divorce alimony, it's still important money for our future. Even though it's cursed money to him, that doesn't mean he can waste it. Big expenses start appearing one after another. There are many expenses, upwards of 6 digits. For some reason, I could immediately tell they were for buying electric appliances and furniture. He must have been buying everything she asked him to. If from the beginning Rena-san was only seeing to check if he could end up being a big catch, she must have been trying to find how much money she could squeeze out of him. And my father bought her anything she wanted, no matter how expensive it was. So she probably thinks of him as a perfect catch now. The number in the bank book told me so. The simple numbers and dates on the bank book had started talking to me. Around this time, he started withdrawing big amounts of money. Rena-san started coming to the house more often, and she also started spending the night. To Rena-san, my father was at first just a guy who spends big money, but around that time, she landed her big catch. My father used to refer to her as my friend in Okinomiya at first, but she started to refer her as Rena-san around that time. This is partially his fault. But he was betrayed by his beloved wife, and he was feeling hurt and down for a long time. It's also partially my fault. That's why I didn't want to blame him. And he's not that good looking either. There's no way he's immune to women. He must have not been able to resist an attractive lady who aggressively approached him when he was feeling down. He's crazy about Rena-san and he can see nothing other than her. I can't blame him because Rena-san trained him to be that way. I put the bank books and the other things back into the cash box. This cash box is just like my father's heart. Rena-san is eating up the contents. What should I do? Think Rena-rigu. Should I tell him about Rena-san's scheme? No, that probably wouldn't do anything. The whole point of taming an animal is that it won't run away from its owner even when the door is wide open. My father probably won't leave his cage even if I open the door. Should I confront Rena-san about her plot when she's with her? The result will be the same. Rena-san would run behind his back. He'd probably try to protect her. If she pressed her breasts against his back, he'd protect her no matter what. I couldn't make this problem between me and him. First of all, I was trying to get rid of Rena-san for his sake. If we got mad at each other, it would be an advantage to Rena-san. It would be like I was putting myself into her trap. Then that meant I couldn't make him do anything. If I couldn't make him break up with Rena-san, I'd have to talk to Rena-san directly. So instead of making my father fight, I'd have to fight in his place. But how? That guy Kasai-san who was with Shi-chan today seemed to know the man Rena-san was with. I wonder if I can somehow meet him again. He looks scary, but I was introduced to him as a friend of Mi-chan. Mi-chan has a lot of power around here. There's no way he would treat me badly. I wondered if he could tell Rena-san and the man to back off from my father. That helped me a lot, but I didn't know how I could meet him again. I could ask Mi-chan for help, but I don't want her to know about my situation. This is a problem with the Rigu family, but like why? You know, like, God forbid you ever fucking ask someone for help. This is nobody's business but mine. Yet it's a battle that I have to fight alone. I regretted my parents' divorce. I wept about the tragedy I could have prevented if I had tried. I wasn't going to weep this time. I wasn't going to let the chance slip away. This time I would fight for my happiness. Alright. Property estimate. Oh shit. 2 chapters, right? I never said nothing about no 2 chapters today, buddy. Alright. Okay. Alright, that was a long fucking chapter too. You have to agree. That was a 2-hour chapter on its own, bro. Holy moly. That was a long one. God damn.
ああ、そりゃ多分葛西さんだね。
Wait, what? What about Kasai? Oh, you're talking about Kasai? Oh shit. No. Chat, I have to head out. But yes, sir. I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you guys for hanging out as always. Don't really me, okay? I gotta head out. Boom, boom. Yep, we will continue whenever we continue again. I ain't fucking saying nothing. There we go. We might continue tomorrow though. No, I'm not promising nothing. All right, cuz y'all fucking hold that shit like it's fucking the holy grail, okay? And then fucking stab me with it. But all right. Let's see. Damn. Oh, wait, people playing 2XKO. I will send y'all over to... I'll send you guys over to Ruby. See y'all tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Eduardo? Who the hell is Eduardo? Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.